You're tuned into the Jersey Comic Crew. In this episode, we're talking Last of Us, the show that's just been announced, property for HBO, used to be a video game. It's going to be awesome. Check it out. Hey everybody, we are the Jersey Comic Crew, and we bring you the news and reviews of all your favorite comics, movies, and TV shows. As always, I'm Chris Heller, and with me is the man himself,
Rob Moran. What's up, guys? I hope you are ready for a great episode.
Better be ready for a great episode. We only do great episodes here. Sorry, I had a lot of coffee.
I had a Monster Energy this morning.
Damn it, Rob, we talked about
No, the juice one. I have the can in my car.
Monster. We looked at it. It has over 100% sugar. How does anything have over 100% anything?
No, not that one. I had the regular. It's lemonade, tea, and
Chemicals.
And chemicals. Remember the main ingredient in the green one is chemicals?
You know what?
This one is tea.
You're
tea.
gonna become Jack Nicholson's Joker, like dropped into the acid and is chemicals.
There's no sugar.
It's gonna burn through you one day.
The rehabs have no sugar in it, and sodium is only like 190 milligrams.
You know who else sounds like that? Crackheads, people. Crackheads.
Well, guys,
think about it.
Speaking of crackheads and people that are doomed for this earth, the Last of Us show has been announced for the HBO. A little segue, guys. So yes, The Last of Us, one of the most popular Sony productions of video games in recent years, is said to be getting its own very own TV show. So we know that Neil Durham and Craig Mazin are going to be attached to the product. Craig Mazin, those of you may know as the mind behind HBO's critically acclaimed series Chernobyl.
Phenomenal.
And then
Phenomenal. It was on my top 5 list.
Durham is the creator. Druckmann. What'd I say?
Durham.
You have a weird name, man.
You sounded like one of the puppets from Team
Neil.
World
I'm going to say
Police.
Neil. Neil is the creative mind behind, The Last of Us.
Yeah, he's one of the original creators of the property. Yeah,
and he's been with Sony Productions for I think at least 13 years. He started as an intern. So this is a very unique situation. We actually have the creator of the product teaming up with an award-winning essentially creative mind for HBO to make a series. And now I think this is going to be very good for the show, mainly because Chernobyl did so well. It wasn't my cup of tea. I liked the beginning more so. I thought it was kind of like the beginning worked well for me, and towards the end it kind of faded for me. But there's a lot of parallels, right? So you have the realistic post-apocalyptic world that Chernobyl and the surrounding areas were, and that's going to be able to directly apply to The Last of Us. The Last of Us has such a great story, and when you have the creative mind behind it supporting it, I think it's going to be great.
Did you play Last of Us?
No. I never got to playing it. It was always one of those games on my list that I should play it. I want to play it. I just have it. But now there's a series coming out, so I'm not going to play it because I want to be surprised and watch the show.
First.
No.
It is one of the greatest games ever.
I've heard nothing but good things.
If you like dark, scary, post-apocalyptic, before post-apocalyptic got cliched in video games.
Yeah.
It is, if you like story-driven games, which is me to the core, it is a masterpiece. It is one of my favorite games of all time. I also played it very late. I didn't play it till they did the remastered PS4 edition.
Okay.
But it is amazing, and it gets your heart racing. It is scary as hell.
That's probably why I haven't played it.
It is insane. I think as far as making it a TV show, I think it's so much better as a TV show property than a movie property.
Yeah, especially I think we're seeing that trend with video games, right? Because video games, you're sitting there, you're playing for a minimum of 10 hours, let's say, for a story-based game, and you try to cram that into a 2-hour movie. Maybe that has been the flaw with these video game movies. And we look at series that in recent history that have done well with video game movies, video game properties, I should say, like The Witcher.
Yeah,
The Witcher, fantastic. It's allowed a pace. And from my understanding of Last of Us, because I'm trying not to spoil myself in the game and now the series, I know it's a lot of them running away from monsters, right? It's a lot of pacing in that show. Yep. They're allowed to draw things out. I think this is smart. It allows more breathability, if you will. Yeah. And we're seeing that in pop culture just in general because Disney, arguably, they make fantastic movies. They're like, wait a minute. Some of these stories could be better in the long format, and that's why they're making their shows. Yeah. So I think this is the way that maybe more video games and video game properties need to turn into.
And I think this property specifically is going to be the segue into not only video games doing TV adaptations, but I think it's also going to be the segue into this is how you do video games. I know that the Uncharted movie's kind of going on right now. They're supposed to start filming. I'm not sold on it.
Not even with Tom Holland?
Yeah, the one with Tom Holland. There's been so many issues already. It's very tough to do. Like, that's another story-driven Sony property.
Exactly.
That might be better as a TV show. I don't know. A lot of people I've talked to who have played the game are a little worried, like, hey, is HBO going to, like, oversaturate the story, even though the story's been so good in the game? Like, do we even need this? Because the story's so amazing in the game.
Okay.
I think I think the TV show could add things that we don't see on screen, right? And we're not playing through. A little before action, before like the whole thing is happening. I think you could like this again. This is a property that is story driven. It's kind of made for TV.
Yeah.
It's kind of made for a series.
And we do know, a lot of people have asked me where is the story going to take place. Well, we do know that it's going to follow pretty much the first game.
Yeah.
So it's going to do all the events of there. So we're going to see, all the good and the bad. And a lot of people are doing their fan casting, right? Everybody thinks the main character, Joel, they're like, oh, Old Man Logan, Wolverine. They're just going straight to that.
I would love to see Hugh Jackman.
I think it'd be great. Another name that's been circulating that I like, Carl Urban.
Carl Urban, I've seen a lot too. Carl Urban is kind of like
he's like the less expensive version of that character of Hugh Jackman, and he's still going to deliver.
I don't just the thought of Hugh Jackman though, and like whoever plays Ellie, like a Millie Bobby Brown, or I was also thinking she's a little older, but you might be able to younger her up a little bit.
Who?
Ethan Hawke's daughter from Stranger Things.
Ethan Hawke's daughter,
the one who's in the ice cream store.
Oh. No, she's too old.
She's such a great actress.
She's too old. But I like it.
You need someone who's going to grow with Ellie.
What about the girl from Wolverine?
She's already doing an HBO show.
Is she?
Yeah, His Dark Materials with the polar bear and the animals.
That's right.
So she's already in that. Not saying she couldn't do both, but I don't know if it depends on how the schedules conflict, because it seems like, a lot of HBO shows when you're shooting it, is going to be
something
when another
else
show is on, and then that show's shooting, and you're on, and kind of thing. So
that might be too much, especially for one person.
I mean, HBO has the money. Just give it to Hugh Jackman. Just let him be Joel.
I would love Hugh Jackman.
You just basically make him look like Old Man Logan. That's all you got to do.
One more name I want us to discuss.
Yeah,
John Krasinski. People have been saying that
because of the movie, because of Quiet Place.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, that'd be perfect," and I feel like just how we are in a Keanu Reeves renaissance, we are on a John Krasinski renaissance.
You mean a Jim Halpert renaissance?
Yeah, that's really what it is. And they're like, "Oh, he's got the beard." I was like, I don't think it'd be a good fit.
I don't think so either.
I think he's too charming.
I think he's too nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
he's like me.
I also think John Krasinski should just leave half of his schedule open in case Marvel comes calling for Mr. Fantastic.
In case we know that you called them.
Not yet. He said he's open. He's waiting for a call. So
he can't say if he's on a call yet.
True. I mean, I hope it is, but I want a badass person to play Joel. I think Hugh Jackman would be perfect. Are they going to pay for him? Who knows?
Who knows?
But I'm very excited for this. I love The Last of Us. I can't wait for The Last of Us 2 to come out in the summer. Probably going to pre-order it because
it's going to be great.
It's an amazing game. And if you haven't played it, definitely play it. It's one of the best games.